In this video, 5.7, solving equations with addition and subtraction, we're going to do just that. We're going to solve equations, but now they're going to involve fractions and negative numbers, so we have to pay very special attention to those things. So here's a little warm-up problem. If we have x minus 12 equals negative 31, we know we would have to undo the subtraction with addition. That means that these go away, and we're left with just x. Now we have a negative and a positive, so that means we need to subtract the absolute values and then keep the sign of the bigger number. So we're keeping negative, our final answer will be negative. If we subtract positive 31 and 12, we get 19. So negative 19 is our final answer. Notice what we did there with the negative numbers. The next one I want us to look at is 24 plus y equals 11. We have to undo the addition so that we can get the variable alone with subtraction. These go away. Notice we're left with 11 minus 24. Again, we know our answer is going to be negative. We could rewrite this as plus negative 12, or 24, plus negative 24, excuse me. But we'd have to do 24 minus 11. We take their absolute values and subtract them, knowing that our answer is going to be negative. So we have negative 13. I want you to be thinking about these types of examples when we do them with variables and with fractions. It's going to be the exact same process, but with fractions. So this first one, 1/4 plus n equals 1/3. We're going to follow the same process. Undo addition with subtraction. Those go away. We're left with n equals 1/3 minus 1/4. Remember, it's not the other way around. Now we need to create a common denominator. 3 times 4 gave me 12. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 3 gave me 12. 1 times 3 gives me 3. So my final answer is 1/12. That one works out nicely. Everything is positive. Now let's get into some negatives. So now y plus 8/9 equals 5/9. So careful, we have to subtract 8/9. So I want you to rewrite out y equals 5/9 minus 8/9. Notice how important this order is. We're doing a smaller number minus a bigger number. So most of you are probably seeing, oh, our final answer will be negative. 5 minus 8, since we already have a common denominator, is negative 3. Keep the 9, and now we need to simplify. Divide both numbers by 3, negative 1/3. That would be our final answer. So we have to be really careful to keep everything in the correct order. If we had done 8 minus 5, we would have gotten the wrong sign. So let's do one more, but with mixed numbers, and then pay very special attention to what's happening with the positives and negatives. The variable is on the opposite side, but that doesn't matter. We still want to get rid of whatever is by the variable. Subtract 3 and 3/5. So now we have the variable alone, and I'm going to rewrite the order. U equals, keep it in order, the 1 2/3 is first, minus 3 and 3/5. fifths. Now we know our final answer is going to be negative. We know that because we're doing a smaller number minus a bigger number. But now we have to think about our computation. I'm going to write it as plus -3. So we have a positive and a negative, which means we're subtracting our absolute values with our final answer being negative. 3 3/5 minus 1 2/3. Now we need to create a common denominator. 15 is our common denominator. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9. Now we're actually going to have to subtract. This is our normal mixed number subtraction. 9 minus 10, we can't do that, so we need to borrow from the 3. Remember, we always add the new denominator, so 9 plus 15, 24. So now we can do our subtraction. 24 minus 10, 14 fifteenths. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 14 fifteenths. Now we write our final answer, -1 14 fifteenths. Be very, very careful with your negatives. These problems will take a lot of thinking and a lot of space. So now let's talk about when there's subtraction in the equation. When we have subtraction by the variable, we have to undo with addition. So if we rewrote this out, n equals 3/4 plus 1/2. Our common denominator would be 4. So thankfully, we only need to change one fraction. And we get 5/4. If you want to change that to a mixed number, that's fine. I'm okay with you leaving it as an improper fraction. So now you're probably wondering, okay, when does it get hard, like the last ones? So this one, for example, x minus 2 7/8, we would have to add to undo subtraction. So now we have a negative plus a positive. So we have to think about, will our final answer be positive or negative? Well, the -1 is smaller than the positive 2 7/8. So our answer will be positive, but we have different signs. So think about our number line. We're going to subtract the absolute values. We only have to change one of them, thankfully. Then we can subtract 7 minus 4, 3/8, 2 minus 1, 1, 1 3/8 is our final answer. We've got one more example to look at. Here we have to add to undo the subtraction, and thankfully for us, now they are both positive. So we just get to do normal addition. The only time we don't do addition is if we have a positive and a negative number. So now we have h equals 2 9/10 plus 1 2/5. We only have to change one of the fractions. And now we can add normally. 9 plus 4, 13/10. 2 plus 1 is 3. But as most of you know, this is not going to work. This is the same as 3 plus 1 3/10. So our final answer, 4 3/10. Please watch these again if you need to see them another time. Whoops. We're actually not going to do this exit pass. Maybe we'll try it in class. But we're going to actually do this as our exit pass. So I'll cross out practice and write pass. There's 3 problems I want you to put on your guided notes. So pause the video and do these 3 problems.